We have a two-part hitter today. Not only is this Virgo season, but someone requested that I do a Cameron Diaz makeup look. No one has ever told me that I look like Cameron Diaz until I started posting these videos to YouTube. Thank you. When someone asked me to do that tutorial, I was like, oh, she just so happens to be a Virgo. So honestly, perfect for Virgo season. Multitasking, efficient. So I'm on the cusp of Virgo and Libra. I'm gonna read this from my book again. I'm trying to be analytical, trying to be a Virgo, right? I'm also a Virgo moon. So if anything sounds offensive, I'm also making fun of myself. Virgo is a sign of work and self-improvement. Its natives are perfectionists who dissect facts in order to find the truth and obtain all the information available. AKA we keep receipts for everything and we're kind of petty. So like if you're trying to fight with us, like let me go through my screenshots because I'm gonna prove you wrong, okay? Oh. Virgo people sometimes arouse anger and violence in others because of their tendency to interfere, their critical tongues, and their unemotional attitudes. So between that and if you saw my Leo video, I guess I'm just making everybody angry. I always think of Virgo as being perfectionists. We have a tendency to be kind of uptight, analytical, really stressed out about everything. But, you know, I think we're good people. Maybe. Fingers crossed. It definitely helps me at work though. I will say that. Can we get any good things about Virgo? Okay. Virgo's most likable trait, conscientiousness. Okay, here's something positive. 10 minutes later. Okay, the symbol is the Virgin. So it represents purity, modesty, industriousness, and the service of oneself and one's talents. Wow, is it so hard to say? One's talents toward helping others. Jesus. Love is still. Honestly, I haven't seen The Mask since it probably came out. I thought she was so pretty in the movie. Also, I had a little pool day today, so hopefully my skin doesn't look too haggard. I'm sure someone will tell me in the comments if it does though. Oh my gosh, this is my first long form video that I've made since, you know, a lot of you have found me. And yo, I was always scared of TikTok. I was always really scared that TikTok would be mean, but YouTube is crazy. I mean, wow. All right, she's definitely pretty tan in this picture. Me, not so much. So we'll see where this takes us. Ooh, my skin's kind of dry. Okay, so I'm using the St. Minerals Liquid Foundation, which I really love this. It's the most full coverage foundation in that line. Also, I do have a code with them. It's just Becca. And it's good for 10% off your order. I do work with them and I have for over a year. Big fan. It's clean makeup. It's from Australia, mineral based if you couldn't tell by the title. That's why I use the product so much. Yeah, she definitely has like a natural tan in this picture. So she has a lot more like reddish undertones. I still can't believe that someone like asked me to do a video. Feels so cool. This is a Mayron palette that I made. It is a bunch of cream foundations. Because she's more like reddish, peachy, I'm gonna use some of these because all the stuff that I typically use are more yellow based because that's my undertone. Adding a little bit more like a pinky foundation. I know it doesn't look pinky, but it definitely is more pink than what I normally use. Yes, that's much better. Just gonna go underneath my eyes, try to cover up some of these dark circles. And I'm excited to do the eyebrows though because this is one tutorial where these little Snoopy eyebrows are gonna shine. So wait for it. She actually doesn't look very contoured in this picture. Again, my reference photo is to my left. I'm probably gonna use a little bit of powder later. Yeah, the 90s. 90s were a different time, that's for sure. I'm gonna attempt to do these brows. Hers are really thin. Let's see if I can make mine like as thin as possible. I really don't want to have to take out a glue stick. Maybe I should just start filming at night because it's so quiet. My neighbors probably hate me. They probably don't want to hear my dad jokes this late at night. All right, we'll see what we can do with these. Her brows are really dark, so I'm gonna go in with the St. Minerals brow butter like I always do in the color Noir. And I'm going to grab the same brush I always use, this mystery brush from Michaels that I've had since probably the 90s, I don't know. See what I can do with concealer. And just pray that these look even thinner. I mean, I feel like this is pretty appropriate for a Virgo season for me to be absolutely tweaking about something and like praying that it turns out well, even more so than I normally do. I mean, still a little thick, but definitely better. This is literally what my eyebrows look like in high school, so I love it. Not gonna lie. I feel like this is pretty good, you know, short of me using a glue stick or any like drag techniques. I feel like this will be okay. I would say I'm gonna come back to it, but probably won't. Let's keep moving. I feel like the rest of her makeup, like in her T-zone specifically, is really light. So I'm gonna use the Jouer Concealer in Lace. I feel like I need to color correct my eyes a little bit though. So I'm gonna go in with Danessa Myricks, the Yummy Skin Lift and Flex Concealer. I don't know if you saw my short on it, but I love this stuff. It's so good. Definitely recommend it. So I'm just taking that darker color in the inner corner of my eye to try to neutralize some of the darker circles that I have. Just blending that out. This is the same brush that I used to put the foundation on with. But back to the comments on here. I don't take myself very seriously, or at least I'd like to think that I don't. So for everyone that did, I was just like kind of beside myself. Like, I guess I should have known better, right? It's like you always hear and see stories and comments from people about trolls or just like shitty comments on the internet. And you're like, yeah, that would suck. But it's very strange to like wake up one day and then it's all geared towards you. Very grateful to everyone that was really sweet to me. I appreciate you. For her blush, it's very like full and it's very peachy, like peaches and cream kind of look. So this is a palette I have from MAC Pro. I'm just going to use some of these colors, mix them together. Mix some of these peachy colors together. But yeah, it's literally like her entire like apple, like from like low on the apple, like up, so. Oops. I feel like the color looks pretty good, but I can tell that hers is very matte. I feel like everything in the 90s was just super matte, or it was like really frosty highlighter, like nothing in between. Okay, for her eyes, it looks pretty cool toned in this picture. So I'm gonna use the Kevyn contour powder. I use the same stuff in every tutorial, but I just feel like this is gonna be perfect. I'm just gonna use a blending brush and do a wash of color all over. I know I'm gonna sound literally ancient, but like back when I was a teenager, I would try so hard to find makeup looks, and it was like you would get like one picture in a magazine from like one angle, and I would be like obsessing over it, like trying to figure out how to do the look, where now it's so easy. Your kids don't know how lucky you have it. Oh my god, I'm sorry, I'm done. I'll never do that again, I'm really sorry. But I'm just looking at this and I'm like, this sucks, because it's just like not even a good quality image. Like it's very hard to tell what's actually going on. Okay, I forgot I had this right next to me, but this is the Viseart Neutral Mattes. It's well loved. So I'm gonna go in with some of these neutral shades. I'm gonna use that on the lid. I'm kind of just winging this if you can't tell. I'm just gonna put on stuff and then compare it to the picture and see if we are getting closer. Oh, also, like when I say we, as I was editing the Kim Kardashian one, and I'm like, I don't think I'm going to ever stop saying we. I think it's because it makes me feel less weird about talking to myself on my phone. Okay, so obviously that took away some of the contour powder, the darkness from that. So I'm gonna go in with some of these darker shades over here. Sorry, my palette looks like shit. Again, this is my personal palette. My palettes in my kit. They look nice. All right, this is kind of coming together. I feel like everything in the 90s just like was more cool toned. But the cool tones with the warm cheeks are kind of throwing me off. Not really a vibe that I would go for normally. Do we see me just being so tweaky in Virgo season? Also, I'm still just using the same brush. If you don't have a brush that's this shape, I think it's a must if you're interested in doing eyeshadow, because you can use it for literally everything. Okay, for eyeliner, hard to tell if it's gray or black. It's probably black, but I'm gonna start with gray. This is from St. Minerals. It's really opaque. I feel like sometimes when I've tried gray eyeliners, they are eh. So I'm a fan of this. I'm just gonna blend it out, and then I'm probably gonna go in and then add black on top of it. And her eyes are so much bigger than mine and so much more round. I feel like it's not flicked out and like going upwards. It's kind of going downwards. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. We are going for the fantasy, right? Yeah. Wow, I hate that, but everything's gonna be okay. It's just makeup I wash it off. Okay, I'm gonna go underneath. I mean, is she just that hot that she can wear like this kind of makeup and like still just look so fire? Probably. I'm just blending this out with, this is a very mini pencil brush from Morphe M515. No idea if they still make it. I kind of feel like that looks like it actually. Okay, we're just gonna keep going. Let's use Revlon Big Bad Lash. I actually do really like this. It just doesn't last on me very well. It smudges really badly, unfortunately. But the brush is so good. So now I only use it when I'm wearing fake lashes. Or in times like this. Oh, also, I know that everyone wants a skincare routine. I should have said that like right from the get-go. Wow, I can't believe I forgot to talk about that. It's coming. I feel like a lot of people are gonna be really disappointed because I'm gonna be talking a lot about like health and wellness, because obviously I think skincare is important as an esthetician. I do think that it is important, but there's just so much more that goes into it. I mean, I could show you pictures of me, you know, almost 10 years ago, and I feel like I look older than I do now. So we'll get into it. Hold tight. It's gonna be a long one, but I think it'll be worth it. I hope so. There were some people that were like, I don't care if it's 7 hours long. Okay, good, because it might be. Okay, so I'm gonna go in and powder because she is definitely a matte princess in this picture. So I'm gonna use the Makeup Forever HD. I wish I had my kit here because I would use some like old school shit like Krylon and just really matte it up. It's so weird how beauty trends change, because right now I'm like, okay, I have no contour on and I feel naked, so I'm just so used to doing it. But I don't want to say people didn't do it, because obviously they did, but it's just such a staple now. It feels weird not to do it. So I keep on moving my mirror around. I really hope I'm not like blocking everybody every 2 seconds. I feel like her makeup is, our eye makeup is darker. I'm gonna add more. I'm gonna grab the same brush. We're keeping it easy today. Yeah, she's definitely darker. I'm just kind of grabbing through some of the darker colors here in the Viseart palette. Okay, I might go in and add black liner. Yeah, I'm thinking that she was like just super hot. It wasn't the makeup that was making her look hot. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm really hoping that this comes together with the lips and that looks okay. Because right now I am not convinced, at least with my features. I'm gonna smudge this out a little bit more with some black shadow. Also, Virgos are supposed to be very organized. That part of Virgo escaped me because you would die if you saw how messy my makeup table is right now. Things are not good. Okay, for blush, this is a Mayron palette. I might use this color and mix it with like a taupey kind of color, because her blush is pretty, it's definitely the co-star. I feel like the star is the lips, but the blush is definitely a backup singer. I like she has some on her nose too. Not being super narcissistic and just staring in the mirror. I'm just trying to make sure this blush placement is right. Okay, her lips are like a bricky, like red kind of color. So I'm gonna try out some of these lip liners and see how they look. This is a Scott Barnes lip liner in Tyra, named after you know who, obviously. Also, so many people talk shit about my lip liner in that reel, so this is my time to shine, like truly. All right, this is from Makeup Forever. This is Wherever Walnut. So it is kind of like a bricky red. It's also got like a little bit of warmth to it, a little bit of a rose color. Endless Cacao. Okay, this is a MAC lip color in a little tamed. I'm gonna try to add this in the center of my lip. think I'm gonna add some bronzer because she's pretty tan. Okay, for bronzer, I'm gonna use the St. Minerals bronzer. It is pretty intense. It's a Real Technique. God, I cannot talk ever. This is a Real Techniques brush. It's gonna do a dusting everywhere. I think that's a little bit better. All right, I'm gonna go examine this picture up close to make sure I'm not missing anything. It looked, I think this is it. I just think she was really hot. Like, I think you could have just like pretended to put makeup on her and she still would have made Jim Carrey's, you know, jaw drop. Because I don't know if this look is a hit on me, but the fantasy is there. Well, in true Virgo fashion, I'll probably sit here and obsess over this and wonder what I did wrong, just be nitpicky, analytical. If you find yourself being like that during Virgo season, all is well. Everything's gonna be okay. It's a good time to reflect and like, you know, clean up and see what's missing, see what we need to course correct. I really wish I knew some movie lines from The Mask. That would really be better, make it cooler. Shout out to whoever it was that suggested this tutorial. I appreciate you, and hopefully I didn't let you down, or hopefully it was entertaining enough that you didn't care. Anyway, until next time, thanks for watching.